Good morning, everyone. It is bright and early, 5:55 a.m., and I'm here talking with you guys today about Google Flights. After my Reflection Sunday video, a lot of people were asking how me and Sierra found our flight to London for 160 bucks, and we use this Google Flights app. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a quick tutorial of the features of Google Flights and how we used it. I think it's a super powerful tool, and I'm glad that we stumbled across it. I'm really happy to bring it to you today. So first thing is just go to Google and start off where you want to go from and to. As you can see, we've searched Denver to London a couple times, but we didn't necessarily start out wanting to go to London, but we found that it was one of the cheaper places to go to. So when you see the Google flights, if you go down here and click on search flights, you can go and take a look by starting off. What we did is we looked one way, and if you click on the date range here, it brings up a bunch of different dates for you. So you can kind of scroll through and see if I wanted to go in May, May 1st is a good day, May 10th. We wanted to go on a Thursday to try and get our weekends as much as we could. So we wanted to go on a Thursday, and we found this flight here. This one we bought for $160. So if you wanted to come with us, you can pay $180 and we'll go on a trip together. So it gives you a bunch of different dates as you scroll through, but that's not all that this app does. This is super cool. So you can take a look at one-way trips there. The other one is if you go in and look at it round trip, this is pretty sweet too. You can click on the date here and it'll give you the best prices in green. So if you want to fly out here on the 1st for $405, you can take a look at all these different ones. You can go from the 1st to the 15th round trip and you could do it for a total of 405 bucks. Nonstop, Denver to London Gatwick, you would get in at 6:30 in the morning. That's a nice flight on Norwegian for 8 hours and 55 minutes nonstop. Sweet deal, 400 bucks. So that's one way that we look. You don't have to go to any of those travel sites. And by getting this, you could also call the airline and ask for a cheaper flight. You could also try and haggle that price with Travelocity. You can try and name your price on Priceline. And that's a good way that you can help to bargain for flights. So that's not all that this thing does. So if you have flexible dates that you want to go somewhere or flexible destinations, say you just want to go to Europe, and it doesn't really matter where you want to go, this is probably my favorite option that this thing offers. It's like everything you ever wanted. You click here on Explore Destinations to the right, and if you scroll over and you zoom in, on your selected date, you can find one-way trips to a bunch of places around your destination. So, for example, if we wanted to fly on the same day to Paris, it'd be 300 bucks. We want to go to Munich, 322, Berlin, 312, and so forth. So that's pretty sweet. So another quick travel tip that I realized is super cool is you guys got to check this out. Once you get to Europe, a lot of people say you need to look at the Eurail or all the different things, but here's what you can do. If you look at like London to, say you wanted to drop over to the Czech Republic, like Prague, and have some nice Czech beer where they drink more beer than water, that's my kind of place. Beer is like literally cheaper than water there. You can get flights from London to Prague for 40 or 60 bucks. So once you're in Europe, you can fly around all over the place and it costs you nothing. So okay, cool. We go London to Prague for 40 bucks. Now let's say we wanted to go to London to Paris, or if we wanted to go from Prague back to Paris and then fly out of Paris, we can get those flights for 50 bucks depending on the day that we go. And the same thing applies. If you click the date range here, it automatically pops up and tells you when the cheapest day to fly from Prague to Paris is. You can take a look at all the different dates. 69 bucks you can fly. It's crazy cheap. So just get yourself into Europe, get yourself on the continent, and you can fly around everywhere for super cheap. So that's why we found our $160 flight into London, and then we could find flights. So here's a super cheap one from Prague back to London is $22 on that day, guys. 22 bucks. That's a meal at McDonald's for you and your family, and you just flew from Prague to London. It's crazy. I can't believe the kind of deals that are on here. So those are some of the main things that you can do with this Google Flights app. You can find one-way trips. You can do round trips. It'll give you date ranges and prices. But there's one more thing that I wanted to show you guys on Google Flights here. So another way to get there directly is google.com/flights. So say that you want to fly on certain dates. So we wanted to go from Denver to anywhere in Europe, but let's just say Denver to London, and we wanted to go one way, and we wanted to leave somewhere around this day. There's two awesome things that can help you out with prices. Number one, if you have flexible days, you can click here and it'll tell you where you should go, and you can go between 1 and 3 days, and then you can do track prices. So if you click this to on and you're logged into your Google account, it'll send you automatic email updates and let you know when the price has gone up or down. How much should you pay for a flight? Super important to know, right? If you go in and you have a date, you can actually look at a price graph that'll tell you how much you should be paying. So on the 10th here, if you click on the dates, the price graph will tell you how much these flights have been. So $500, $190, $500, $180. So you know when you start getting down in the $160 range like we did, we knew that that was the absolute cheapest that we were going to be able to find that flight, and we were confident to purchase it because we saw historically that it's not gone cheaper than that. So you can not only see what days you want to go, you can see when it's cheap, you can see how much you should be paying, you can see if you have flexible destinations, you can see if you have flexible dates to go back and return. So this is the app that you guys should be using for Google Flights. It's super easy. All you got to do is Google it. Just like everything else, that's the answer to everything. So I hope this tutorial was helpful for you guys. I'm excited to share our trip with you guys when we go in May. And if you guys want to buy a flight for $180 and come meet with us in London, we'll have a tea or beer. And we'll talk to you there. So thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Share this video if you thought it was helpful.